Wedding Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Houseki no Kuni chapter 65. So, last chapter, Master basically gathered the gems that stayed on Earth, and he told them about how he met the first gem, which was Red Diamond, and how he had reached this point with the gems. And he basically said at the end of last chapter that he could no longer stay with them and that it was up to them what they wanted to do, and that one of the paths that they could go on was to go after the gem formerly known as Phospholite. So let's see what the gems are going to do this chapter. I'm so excited. Oh my god. I've been waiting for this chapter all month. So this chapter is titled Today. Oh my god. Hold on a second. Shit. Hold on a second, guys. Having gathered the remaining gems, Master told them how he met the first gem and how he had reached this point. Oh, this cover's pretty. Though Master said following after the one formerly known as Phospholite is one possible path, my own actions towards you are hardly forgivable. I therefore recommend you cast me aside as he did. What? Look at it. Look at Cinnabar. Cinnabar's just like totally torn. Cinnabar's like, what the fuck? Everyone's in shock right now. Everyone's just like, you're really telling us this? But in a way, but remember what they said, I think it was Cinnabar that said it a while back to Phospholite, was that they kind of knew something was up with Sensei, but they were just going to go along with it. Phospholite is not one of us. Whoa, Bortz! Cinnabar was about to say something before Bort said this. He chose who might take to him, tested them and deceived them. He's arrogant in his cowardice. I cannot follow someone like that. It's very likely that he has aligned himself with the moon for the time being. His final objective is presumably to save you all from this distorted, tactless situation that I have created. He is correct. You shall go to the moon. You must. What? Did Sensei just say this? I can't believe he said that! I can't believe Sensei just said this! I'm gonna read what he said again! I can't believe this shit! It's very likely that he has aligned himself with the moon for the time being. His final... For the time being. So Sensei knows that Phos is gonna double cross them. Just watch. Phos is gonna double cross them. Because he knows the moon is fucking with them. He knows that. The moon people are. His final objective is presumably to save you all from this distorted, tactless situation that I have created. So he is correct. You shall go to the moon. You must. So I get what he's saying. It took me a second to realize it, but I get what he's saying. So what Master is saying is that when Phos gets, when Phos is ready, or not when Phos is ready, but when the moon ultimately backstabs Phos, he's gonna need them. I get it now. Oh! But it took me a second, but I totally get it now. But damn, they are in shock. But I'm surprised that Master isn't going with them. That's what I think really shocked me the most, is that Master isn't going with them. Everyone's just like in shock. I'm so glad to meet you, Adamant. Aww. You've been alive for such a long time, haven't you? I'm sure you've gone through so much. I'm a Clase, and I suggest we start over from today. You know what? I'm not surprised by this reaction from a Clase. I'm not, because a Clase is like this. But I hope Adamant, aka Master, comes with us. He has to come with us. Because otherwise, the Moon People, it's not going to trigger the Moon People to backstab Phos, because that's their ultimate goal, is to get Adamant to fulfill his purpose, if that makes sense. My own actions towards you are hardly forgivable. There's no room for starting over. If we severed our ties with the past simply because it was distorted, we would remain immature forever. Euclase, you were so fucking right. If you could work with us as a different being and help us where we lack, we should be able to reach a different outcome. Don't you agree? God! Yes! Forbearance and partiality were considered desirable qualities in ancient times, but none ever held on to them for long. Oh my God! This is so goddamn true! Especially right now! Oh my God, that's so true! I know what you're trying to say. My view is a bit naive, right? I'm not one to decide that. That's not good. I thought it was a better idea than Phos. Will you give me a moment? I'm going to use a function I haven't in a long while. Function? I cannot work properly. And though this being more correct than phospholite falls outside of my estimations, there's one point in which it is an idea suitable for those not in the past, but future life forms. So for now, I accept. That's true! But hold on a second. Hold on a sec. Oh my God. Oh God! Because I understand what they're talking about, because what Sensei's talk is so focused on, or Adamant is so focused on, is they're so focused on the past, and Adamant was so focused on the past and not moving forward that's why he wanted to leave the gems. And Euclase is like, no, we need to come to a solution together. Like, we can learn from the mistakes of the past and move forward. And that's what Adamant is. And Adamant is saying that, is basically saying that we can learn from Phos's mistakes and all that shit. And even if Phos's, hold on a second, let me see if I'm reading this correct. And though this being more correct than phospholite falls outside of my, estimation. So, like, being more correct than phospholite. So yeah, even that there is another way, that it doesn't have to be one way or another. So yeah, I agree. Then let us do this right. I'm glad to have you, Adamant. Yuck! Oh, my apologies. The official name that was given to me is... Oh, okay, the official name! Oh my God! Vajara Mohammeda Ratana Kisidi Garba. What the fuck? Oh my God. I may touch you with bare hands, but there will be no great effect like splitting apart. This is all I kept from you on purpose. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Everyone's just like, what the fuck is with that long ass name? My primary attribute has always been my servility. I am in your service. I think we want equality rather than servility. I almost thought it was over. I will do my best. When I faced with you all, acting as your mentor was the hardest thing I had ever done, as I constantly had to knit my brows. Oh my gosh. What will we do about Pataparasha? Well, think about that. I'm going to the moon. but going there actually seems like a lot of trouble. Nuh-uh, I'm going. I want to do-over with Master. Shut up. How am I supposed to switch over just like that, you dumb morons? Kids who haven't gone through real loss can keep their yaps shut. I understand what Rutile is thinking. I understand where Rutile's is coming from, because Rutile has gone through the loss of Paraparasha like multiple times, and when Rutile thought she had Paraparasha within her grasp, like Paraparasha like coming back to life within her grasp, it was just taken away from her, because she's gone through it over and over again. And I wonder, and I'm very curious how, I'm very curious if Bortz feels the same way as well, because remember, Diamond was taken away too. Eek, freaking half-butts. You've been saying that kind of crap all night. Oh dear, what a commotion. What will you do? I'm staying. You've decided already? If Blue's over here, he'd say Yuk is right. Yeah, I feel like Topaz would too. I'm gonna force you then. Which of you's gonna go? Pick. Eek. Hey you. You were gonna say something before. No, Yuk is thinking of a plan of action. Come. I don't. Rutile's back to how he used to be. Yep, good times. Rutile's scarier than the Lunarians. Rutile is pretty goddamn scary, but what was Cinnabar gonna say? No! We have to wait till next chapter? That's not fair! The questions pile up, but today the gems began their new relationship with Adamant. Next time they anticipate what the speaker having so little chance to talk will do. Ooh. Oh, I cannot wait to see what Cinnabar's gonna do. And you know what? I really like the direction Houseki no Kuni is going. The thing is I thought they were just like they were gonna split ways and just go to the moon. That's what I thought they were gonna do. But they were gonna split ways from Adamant and go to the moon. But I really like the path that they're going on. I think this is really interesting. I still am going to stand by my statement, what I said earlier, that the moon people are going to stab foes. And that's when the rest of the gems are going to be there and I still think there's going to be a war between the gems and the moon people. It's going to happen. There's going to be a all-out brawl between the gems and the moon people. It'll be like a final stand kind of thing going on. But I really like how the gems forgave Adamant, but as I said earlier, I had a feeling that they were going to, because of what Cinnabar said earlier to Phos, like way earlier on in the manga, which was that all the gems basically knew something was that they knew there was something up with Sensei. They just had a feeling about it, but they knew Sensei was hiding something, but they just weren't going to ask him about it. They were just going to roll with it. But I like how Rutile just came around too. And now everyone, including Bortz, as well. But we'll see what Cinnabar has to say about this. But I do agree with what Adamant said earlier in the chapter. I'm going to go back to it. Just hold on a second. Which was this. It's very likely that he's aligned himself with the moon for the time being. Which is true. His final objective is presumably to save you all from this distorted, tactless situation that I have created. He is correct. You shall go to the moon, which they're ultimately going to do, period. They're going to go to the moon. I think Phos is, in all reality, Phos is correct. He is. Even though later on in the chapter, Adamant does kind of change his opinion here, that what, hold on a second. Where was it? Where the fuck was this? This was here. This was after Euclid came, started talking with him. With Adamant. Well, Euclid, I don't know what Euclid was saying. If you can work with us as a different being and help us where we lack, we should be able to reach a different outcome. I don't know if you're going to avoid battle. I don't know if that's going to be possible. You're going to have to fight the Lunarians eventually. It's just going to happen. I don't know if Euclid means that we're going to come to a peaceful solution, or if Euclid means that like we're going to, you know, be able to eventually like. And with I don't know what Euclid means by this. If Euclid means that Adamant is going to come and fight with us, then okay, I understand this. But I still don't see a way of the Moon People backstabbing Phos, or you know, Phos working with the Moon People for the time being, and Phos just after Phos gets using the Moon People to her advantage, then, you know, just bailing or backstabbing them. I think it's going to be the opposite, where the Moon People backstab Phos, but that's just my opinion. But I do like what Adamant said about forbearance and impartiality were considered desirable qualities in ancient times, but none ever held onto them for long. I completely agree, especially with right now. And you know, and Euclid was I know what you're saying. My view is a bit naive, and then Euclid says that, and Adamant's like, I'm not one to decide that. Like, I think Adamant was trying to use critical thinking, and that's what he was his critical thinking skills could not function properly. I think that's what he was talking about. I don't know what he was talking about. Like, I'm trying to use a skill that I could not that I've not used in a while. Like, I don't know what he was referring to. But this is what I was not sure about. And though this being more correct than phospholite falls outside of my estimations, I think he was talking about like fate or believing or emotions or being emotional or something, or emotions or something like that. There is one point in which it is an idea suitable for those not in the past life, but future life forms. Like, I think he meant like impartiality, like this naive idea. But I don't. It's not more or less correct than phospholite, though. I agree. I agree with it in that regards. I'm very curious what you guys think. This chapter was really interesting. I'm just really curious how they're gonna change shit. I'm very curious what Cinnabar is gonna say, because Cinnabar got cut off by Bortz. So I'm very, very curious about what Cinnabar is gonna say next chapter. Do you guys have any ideas of what Cinnabar is going to say? And what do you think about what Phospholite is doing? That Phos is basically using the Moon People to get all the information that Phospholite, that, it changes it between he and she. So correct gender pronouns be damned. Sometimes it's he. I'm very convinced. I know that the gems don't have genders. They're technically genderless, but I'm very convinced that the gems are gender fluid, so I'm going to roll with that. I'm very convinced that Phos is just basically Phos and the Moon People. Let's be real. Phos and the Moon People are using each other, and after Phos gets what he wants from the Moon People, he's gonna backstab them, and vice versa. But it's basically just a matter of time. It's just a matter of who gets all the information or gets what they want out of each other first. Before who backstabs. Backstabs who first. I'm very curious what you guys thought of this chapter. What do you guys think Cinnabar's plan is going to be? And do you think what Phos is doing is the correct thing? And do you guys still think that we're going to have this final stand between all the gems together? I think the gems are going to... I thought we were going to have like a civil war kind of thing. But I don't think we're going to have that anymore. I think we're going to have the gems united and versus the Moon People. But if we have a civil war, it's going to be the gems united with the Moon People that want to move on versus the Moon People that want to stay, that don't want to move on. So there's that possibility as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to my channel expansion, there's a few ways you can do that. You could donate to my PayPal, GoFundMe, Patreon, or purchase something off my Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and friend me on PlayStation Network. All that's in the description box below as well. And until next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later. Bye!